Hi there, students. A sentinel, a countable noun, and also a verb, to sentinel. Okay, a sentinel is a person or an animal placed as a guard. And then as a verb, to sentinel, to guard, to watch out for. So there were two sentinels standing outside the military barracks. There were two soldiers standing sentinel outside the barracks. They were watching, they were guards. Okay, so a sentinel is like a security guard whose job it is to stand and keep watch. Yeah, and then okay, this is a rather literary word, so it's probably quite good for a metaphor or something like that. There were two enormous trees either side of the entrance, sentinels to the entrance to the big house. Okay, let's see. You can also use this metaphorically if you like. For example, the financial ombudsman. This is a person who acts as a sentinel to make sure that, for example, the finance industry is adhering to the rules and not doing anything unfair or illegal. Okay, or maybe the Citizens Advice Bureau acts as a sentinel to help people when there is injustice. Clearly, Greenpeace is a sentinel for abuses of our environment. Save the Children works as a sentinel for children, trying to stop abuse and things that happen, bad things that happen to them. So a sentinel, this word a bit old-fashioned, a bit literary, but a sentinel, a guard, a watchman or a watchwoman, a lookout, a sentry, yeah, and then to sentry, to guard, to sentinel, to guard as a sentry, to keep a lookout. So let's see, I don't know. Yeah, the reporter acted as a sentinel for human rights abuses. Notice with the reporter, there are quite a few newspapers called the Sentinel. So, for example, you actually have the New York Sentinel, or the Los Angeles Sentinel, or the Stoke Sentinel. Stoke is a place in northern Britain. Or maybe the Londonderry Sentinel. And I think it's probably a good name for a newspaper, because the newspaper is watching out for things that people need to be informed of. Yeah, it's watching out for abuses of the system or dangers that we need to know about. So they're acting as a sentinel and warning society that there is a problem. Okay, so a sentinel, somebody that keeps guard, to stand sentinel, yeah, to watch over as a guard. Yes, a lookout, a watchman, a security guard, a picket, yeah, a protector, yeah, a lookout, something like that. Okay, so a sentinel. Notice this word, it sounds a bit old-fashioned and a bit literary. I think I'm probably going to give it something like 6.5 in formality, maybe even 6.75. You could just about use it in an informal conversation, but I think a guard, a sentry, a watchman, something like that would be much better in an informal context. And then as to origin, well, it comes from the French word sentinelle, which itself comes from Old Italian sentinella, which comes from the Latin word sentio, to feel or perceive. Okay, so yeah, a sentry feels, perceives, or notices something that is out there. You can actually also use Sentinel to mean something in medicine as a sign of a risk of health. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe the WHO is the world's sentinel against pandemics. Yeah. Or I was thinking as well of this old-fashioned thing of taking a canary down a coal mine. The canary is a sentinel to the presence of carbon monoxide. Okay, so and that's the idea of that. Yeah. Okay, so a medical sentinel, an indicator of the presence of a disease. So yes, there is. I guess there is a sentinel surveillance program for COVID. Yeah, I'm absolutely certain there is. Maybe the police act as sentinels of our society, so you can use it metaphorically as well. So enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Sentinel.